Ooh, there's a fish. Oh, y'all. There we go. Didn't take too long. That's a fish. What's up, y'all? Welcome to today's video. In this video, we're gonna be going over my favorite summer bass fishing tips and techniques. They're gonna help you catch more bass and bigger bass all summer long. And you can apply these techniques to any body of water, whether it's a pond like I'm fishing today, a lake, a river, a stream, a creek, you name it. These tips and tricks are gonna help y'all catch more fish. Guys, if y'all are enjoying the videos, you enjoy the channel and you enjoy the content, please hit the like button for me right now. That is a huge way that you can help me out as a creator, help the channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that for me. Now, let's get into these tips and tricks and catch some fish for y'all. Okay, tip number one is when you're going to actually go fishing. So you're gonna wanna stick to mornings and evenings and low light conditions. Now, what are low light conditions? It's really just when you're getting a little cover from the sun. So in the morning when the sun is low, evening sun is low, or today, I'm actually kind of mid-morning, but we've got a lovely overcast day. So the clouds are gonna provide cover from the sun as well. So weather is gonna be a big factor with this, prefrontal, post-frontal. If you can get a good cloudy day, you're gonna do way better than you would on a normal, super bright, sunny day. And then today, I'm gonna be throwing a soft plastic fluke to start. There are several lures that I like to throw in the summertime. This is my favorite one because it's kind of a hybrid between a fast moving lure and a slow moving lure. You can fish it slow, you can fish it fast, but it is weedless. And in the summertime with the heat, the grass grows up in the ponds and it gets hard to fish a lot of your different lures, whether even chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, especially treble hook lures, but a nice Texas rig soft plastic can get through the grass super well, especially if it's weightless. So we're gonna put this on and start fishing with it, see if we can get some bites. I've got a few other techniques in store for you guys today that'll help y'all catch fish as well. All right, let's get this fluke rigged up. This particular one is a Guggenbait's dart. I like the dart, it has good action, good sink rate, and I'm putting it on a 4/0 extra wide gap hook. I think this is a Gamakatsu EWG hook. But what you're gonna do is put the tip of the hook through the nose up until the bend, and that's when I like to bring the hook out the bottom of that fluke's chin. We're gonna run it up, and this is an important part, you're gonna twist and pull down. So now the nose of that fluke is sitting really nice on the eye of our hook. We are then gonna bring the hook up through the body of the fluke, like so, and I'm just gonna tuck the tip of that hook back in the top. That's called texposing, but it gives you a really nice weedless presentation and great action. But I chose this color of green gizzard shad because it's kind of the natural color that I have on me. When I say natural, it looks more like a fish. You know, I really like throwing white flukes a lot of different times of the year, but when water's really clear, I like something along green pumpkin and actual shad color, because those fish can see what we're doing, guys. My line's a little crinkled up. Been a minute since I've thrown this, this setup, but we got the Shimano Curado 150 HG. It's a Curado DC, and we've got 12-pound test monofilament line on this, and we've got it on the Curado medium heavy fast action rod. Love this for throwing flukes. It's an incredible setup. The monofilament is nice because when you're fishing ponds in the summertime, I'm gonna be doing a lot of moving, and I don't wanna bring a ton of combos with me, but the monofilament lets me throw topwater lures as well. So if I wanna switch over to like a popper or something like that, I can fish that on this rod as well. Now, the way I like to retrieve my flukes, I'm gonna throw it out to a targeted spot, and then I really like the 2-pop kind of retrieve, but you definitely wanna let it sink. So you're gonna pop, and kind of let it float down to the bottom before you pop it again. And you can mix it up. Every now and then I'll do a pop, 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 and a 1-pop. But you're just gonna be popping this lure in and giving it time to sink down. It makes a really nice darting motion of an injured bait fish in the water, and bass love it in the summertime. And then when you get bit on the fluke, you need to reel the slack out of your line and give a nice, firm hook set upwards. You don't wanna like bring it down and then up, just get the line tight and set upwards. Drive that hook point through the top of the fish's mouth. Ooh, there's a fish. Got him. Stuck him. First one. It was quick. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. Fish number one on that that fluke right there. What'd I tell you guys? It's one of those foolproof lures that you're gonna catch fish on 100%. Nice one to start the day, over a pound. Pretty little largemouth. Let's get him back in the water. All right. There he goes. Yep, and you're gonna want to make sure you bring a lot of flukes with you in the summertime. They if you have to find a brand that doesn't get torn up whenever you catch fish, you normally get a few fish out of them, but you're gonna be getting a lot of bites for sure if you're throwing a fluke. And you're gonna want different colors as well. There's another pond I might go try in a minute on the other side of this one, and it's got dirtier water if I remember correctly, so might want to throw a white fluke in that. Woo, did y'all see that? Always be observing your surroundings. You see a fish feeding like that, get a lure over there as fast as you can. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try something a little bit brighter. So we've got the pearl and chartreuse zoom super fluke. It's one of my favorite colors, but I like it better in a little bit dirtier water. But the overcast day, we might be able to get away with it and actually do better with it. That's fish. Got him. Oh, he's coming at me. That was a pretty bad hook set, but he was coming right at me. I had to run up the hill. Oh, do you think he wanted it? Yeah. Got a little bit of a gut hook here. See if I can get it out with pliers and not kill him. Golly, look at that nose. Woo. Okay, got it out. Get him in quick, but that was like 2 casts on the swim along, buddy. He did lose a little bit of blood, but it was like 2 casts on the new color of fluke, so I might have made the right call there. All right, let's see if we can use it for another one. Looks like we can. Well, I might have been right. Overcast conditions, they might want a little bit brighter color. Don't be afraid to experiment with colors just because something normally works. You know, you can have different color work in the exact same spot, exact same conditions. All right, let's catch one more for y'all on the fluke, and then we'll switch it up and throw something else. The fluke is definitely like my go-to in the summer. I just have so many good memories. I've caught lots of big fish on it, and I just feel like it's so versatile that got to start with this and show y'all how to fish a fluke first. Oh, good bite. Good fish too. Wow. Come on, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Golly, I got him good. Oh my, jeez. Fish number 3, tummied up. That is a good bass. Getting close to 2 pounds. He's too short. He's short. He's stubby. That's okay. Beautiful fish. Oh, what an eat, man. I don't know if y'all could tell, but he just like hammered the fluke. Whew. That's why we do this. That's what it's all about. All right, buddy. Get back in there. Hey, little acrobatics. Man. And part of me is like, just keep throwing the fluke, man. But I do want to show y'all some different things you can throw this time of year. So we're gonna switch it up and see if we can catch some fish on something else. Okay, the next lure we're gonna throw that I wanted to show you guys is a lipless crankbait. Really any crankbait, but for this pond, a lipless crankbait is gonna be the only option. Because of that grass I need something that I can control the depth with. I really like shallow crankbaits for ponds, but when it gets grassy in the summertime, you can't use them. They just dig down, and ponds are already a lot more shallow than like a lake or a river a lot of times. So you need something like a lipless crankbait instead of like a square bill or a flat side. But anyways, this bad boy is gonna be deadly. I love throwing this any time of the year. Okay, lipless crankbaits are amazing bait fish profiles. The narrow wobble is deadly. Fish just love it. And then the big factor is the fact that I can control the depth. So rod tip up, we're reeling it in. Those rattles and that wobble, they're gonna do most of the work for us. You can jig it every now and then. I give it a pop, let it flutter, but the more shallow of a pond you have, the less you're able to do that jigging type motion of a yo-yo. You can also cast these a mile. Lipless crankbait is probably like my favorite moving bait for just covering ground that is out there. So I know I did things different today, but what I'd actually recommend to you is when you're gonna go fishing, start with a lure like the lipless crankbait and cover ground and fish fast and see if the fish are into a moving bite. And it just helps you locate kind of the feeding areas for the fish a little bit easier. And then on a different rod, have like a fluke or something that you can fish if they are not into the lipless crankbait. So far no bites on it, but you know, that's okay. It's also kind of a big fish bait for me. I catch a lot of big fish on lipless crankbaits. There's something about it, the profile, the action, drives big bass crazy. I think I've got the fountain. Yeah, I've got the fountain. Oh, typical. The dangers of throwing treble hooks in a pond. Oh, I thought I had a monster fish for a second. I bet y'all did too. Well, if you've ever had this happen, you know it's about impossible to get a lure back from a fountain rope. Assuming that's what we're on, so yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and break off. Yep, broke off. Well, it always sucks losing lures, but I was about to switch anyways to third lure of the day. So we threw around that lipless crankbait for a bit, and I didn't fish it a ton, but I think it was pretty evident to me that the fish want something a little more subtle, probably a soft plastic, moving a lot more slowly. So that brings us to our third lure, which absolutely never fails. If you have been in the fishing world at all, you already know what I'm about to say. We've got our spinning setup with a bare hook for this. This is a Cinco, or a stick bait. So we are going to be wacky rigging this. Easiest rig in the world. You take your hook and you just run it through the middle like that. And man, it drives fish crazy. See if we can catch something. I'll tell you a little bit more about this technique. The wacky rig Cinco, y'all, notorious for being the best bite getting lure of all time. So what we're gonna do is take it, you don't want to throw it too hard, you'll cast it off the hook. We're gonna throw it out in the target zone. Sometimes it's better to just fish the middle of the pond and then work your way back in, but you're gonna kind of let it sink. And it's similar to the fluke, but you fish it even slower. And we're gonna pop up. This is how I like to fish it, guys. So the real action of this lure and the way it excels is by the action it gives off when it's just fluttering down in the water column. That's why when we pop it in, we want to pop up. I want to bring it up higher in the water column again so that it can float back down. Now, a lot of people like to fish these on a spinning setup. If you have the right setup with a bait caster, you can get away with it, but spinning reels are very good for throwing the light, weightless, wacky rigged worms. I've got my Shimano Sedona FJ on my Dobbins Colt Series rod, and we are running a 15-pound test braid, and then we have a 10-pound test fluorocarbon leader. This is a finesse fishing setup, so if you're gonna go finesse, you don't wanna be fishing straight braid. You're gonna definitely want that fluorocarbon leader on there. Because if you're getting finessey, fish can see your line. They can see the size of it as well. So you're going to downsize, and I recommend fluorocarbon for that low visibility in the water. We're going with a green pumpkin worm. That's a really natural color. If it doesn't stand out enough, I actually don't have many options with me today. I have one with a little bit of purple in it as well that we can try out in a minute, but hopefully this just gets the job done. And on this one, we're not going for a big hook set. You're really just going to reel down and lift your rod up and hook the fish, since that hook is pretty well exposed already. You also want to make sure you have your drag loose, because with that tiny hook, if you don't have loose drag, it'll pull out of a fish's mouth really easily. So if you finally hook that big one you're looking for, you're going to lose them if you don't have loose drag. Oh, I had a fish. Oh yeah. No telling how long that fish was on there. It's another decent one though. Well, I told y'all they definitely will eat it, so that did not take long at all to get our first bite. Uh-oh, I see raindrops hitting the water. Are we about to get soaked? There's a fish. Feels pretty little though. Oh, it ain't too bad. There we go. On the wacky worm. Downside of the wacky rig is that you'll catch a lot of little fish, but you do catch big fish as well. So don't think that it's just a little fish bait. Catches all sizes of fish. So I can definitely tell that the lure of the day is going to be that white and chartreuse fluke, but I do want to try and catch one more fish on the wacky rig just to kind of show y'all. There we go. Didn't take too long. It's a pretty good one. Whoa, look at him coming to the surface. See, wacky rig gets it done, y'all. Oh man. Oh, he's gonna jump. There he goes. He's going crazy. Oh. There we go. Bring that momentum on the bank. Boom. Oh, no way. Look at that. That's someone else's hook in his nose. Okay, so I'm not the only one that fishes out here. That's for sure. Got that hook out, but got gut hooked with mine, man. Okay, I used the old go through the gill plate trick, and I think we got him out unharmed. Golly, he keeps jumping out. Nice fish. There he goes, man. Okay, well, I think that this fluke is my best chance at catching a big fish today, so we're throwing it. And that's kind of like one of my last tips for you guys, is you throw a variety of lures to gather some information, and then you make a decision on what to keep throwing for your best chance at, you know, whatever your goal is, whether it's catching a big fish or catching just a bunch of fish. But I feel like this fluke lands somewhere in the middle for me. Like, I think we're gonna get a lot of bites. I caught 3 fish on this super fast. And I think with the overcast day, the color, the white, the chartreuse is actually standing out really well and helping me. And I think that a big fish is gonna eat this lure, especially if it keeps getting like rainier and cloudier. I think that we're gonna need the white and chartreuse to catch a fish. But they definitely, you know, they're not fired up enough, or maybe this place is too pressured, but they don't want something kind of loud and moving like a crankbait. Okay, I'm coming over to fish that second pond. I've never fished this one before, so I'm interested to see how it does. It's like the water cleared up a little bit since the last time I came and looked at it, so it still looks like really good clarity for the fluke. So I ended up getting no bites at this pond over here. It's literally right next to the one we've been fishing all morning. And I get 0 bites here versus catching, I think, 6. Y'all are gonna have to check me on that. I wasn't really tracking today. I was just focusing on the techniques, the tips. I think we got at least 6 fish. But this pond, bleh, not good, dud. Or bite window could have closed off. That's another thing that actually will affect fishing a lot. major bite times, minor bite times, but we had a good day out here today. I really hope that these tips and tricks help you out, help you catch more fish. If you got any questions, make sure you leave a comment. I will respond to your questions. So if you want to know more about a technique or how this applies to you where you fish, just leave a comment and I'll be sure to respond to it. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Like I said, helps me as a creator, helps the videos get out there for more people. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. That's the biggest way you can help me out and help the channel grow. But yeah, get outside, y'all. Enjoy it. Summer, it gets hot, but man, it's over before you know it. So get out there, soak up the sun, rip some lips, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Peace.